Please stand for the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we give them a round of applause? I told them I would ask you a couple of questions if that's okay. Will you tell us what grade you're in, please? Who's your teacher? Do you have a favorite thing about school? Do you want to tell us what it is? That's a pretty good part of the day. This is so brave to stand in front of this many people and say the pledge. So we're going to give you one more round of applause. Started for you to come and just one more effort. Your sister back there too. There you go, yeah. Thank you so much for coming up with them. You can see that. Perfect. Can we get back to David? Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. That's hard. So I welcome everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you for being with us tonight. I am healthy, but I'm trying to protect myself because I have to take care of my daughter who's having surgery on Friday, so you can come near me. Nothing bad is happening. I want to pause our meeting for 1 second and invite Amy Hall up to the podium, please. We have a very special evening planned, and also Jennifer Furry, both from PTSA. So Amy, take it off.
As Judy mentioned, I'm Amy Hall with PTSA. I'm here with Jennifer Ferry and some friends also. We have a special presentation. Susan Brown is here from the Genesee Valley PTSA, which is what we're part of as our large organization through New York State PTSA. So she's here for a special presentation.
Great, thank you. Welcome, Susan.
I am Susan Brown, the awards chair for Genesee Valley PTA and field support coordinator for New York State PTA. Genesee Valley PTA provides support for 7 PTAs in 7 counties. And each year, we honor an administrator who demonstrates excellence in education through the work with children and youth and is an active PTA member. This award in recognition of excellence in educational administration is aimed at administrative personnel whose leadership, resource development, communications, and promotion of the mission and purpose of PTA sets them as models for other administrative leaders. This award was created to honor educational administrators, including superintendents, who serve as models of best practice. In their nomination of Mr. Falker,
He's catching up.
PTA stated, "We are so grateful to have a superintendent who is truly an active member of PTSA and works tirelessly to bring together our school community so all learners can achieve their best." They highlighted how he participates in PTSA meetings, facilitates communication with parents and staff, and works to include parents in the decision-making around the school. 2 examples of his work to connect the parents to school through transitions were when a new mascot was required in the creation of the cell phone policy in response to state legislative policies, and the new mascot was required and the cell phone policy. Throughout this nomination process, it was clear that Jamie deeply understands the value in family engagement as a partnership with the school. You are truly lucky to have such a committed superintendent who is also a dedicated and highly valuable PTA member. Our mission at PTA is to be a powerful voice for all children, a relevant resource for families and communities, and a strong advocate for the education and well-being of every child. Jamie truly represents that mission. Congratulations. We love you, we can't do anything
Thank you
different.
so much.
Just love us back.
Well, should I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, wow, that's very surprising and not warranted at all. And I'm all shades of red, as you can see, because I don't usually like attention at all. I like to fly under the radar, but I would just like to say this as I kind of figured out what was happening. You know, really, I'll accept this, but really it's on behalf of a board that is incredibly supportive of everything I do and of the district and of the community. I have a great administrative team that, you know, just, they're so skilled and so caring and thoughtful that they allow me to do the things that I'm able to do. Our staff is just second to none. They care so deeply about our students and our families. Just, we're pretty blessed here. We have a great community, great students and great families. So I accept this, but it's really because of all of them that allows me to do the things that I do, and I'm eternally grateful. This is just so surprising and appreciated. Thank you.
And we know, Susan, we have the best superintendent. We feel very, very lucky. But we won't embarrass you anymore, we'll just keep going with our meeting, if that's okay with you.
Instead of my report?
Well,
Oh, okay, yeah, because I do have some things I have to say, yes.
I'm sure you do. I'll ask if there's anyone here who would like to make a comment at the microphone at this time. Okay, then Jillian, you're up, please.
All right, well, it's been a while. Anyways,
A whole new year, in fact.
Yeah. So before we embarked on winter break, the prison concert took place at the academy, and I think everyone who attended can collectively speak that it was one of the greatest. I personally enjoyed performing. I was in a transition with a couple of friends, and it was just great to see the community gather. Also before winter break was DECA Regionals, and we had 9 students, including myself, make it to the state competition, which will be happening March 3rd through 5th in Rochester. We also had Spirit Week that student government hosted, and it was great to see all the students participate. During break, the JV and varsity girls basketball team was the winner of the Scott Zahn Memorial Classic, which was really exciting. Now into the new year, this Wednesday we have the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program pinning ceremony, which I'm super excited about because as seniors we get honored for all of our hard work during our time in the diploma program. And then also in Stugo we're hosting the Starfish ceremony, which will basically have an honor ceremony honoring our teachers that do so much for ourselves. Before break, myself and Lindsay did a little starfish ceremony where we spoke out about 2 faculty that have a great impact on us. So I'm excited to host this event to honor the amazing faculty and staff at CA.
Thank you so much. Let's see, we have minutes up for approval. I'll ask for motions, please. Megan and Amy, questions or comments? All in favor? That carries unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, I'm still red. So, one thing in the agenda on the supplemental, you have an appointment for Stacy to Christina. We'll remove that. She is no longer able to sub for us. I just wanted that noted in the minutes. And then I had a couple things to report out on. As I was sitting here kind of still digesting everything, one thing I did want to say regarding our PTSA is in my time here, it's a small but mighty group. We often will have a decent amount of people attending our meetings to be informed and just to kind of take part, but I see a number of them in the audience right now, and they are so dedicated and committed to our school, and they want to make the experience better for our staff and our students. So I'm always amazed that we have kind of that leadership group of our PTSA, and they serve their time for a couple of years, and I really get anxious about now what? How are we going to replace that person? But they're so thoughtful and strategic about their succession planning that it's like they get stronger each and every time. They take what the previous person did and they keep building on it and adding their own little personalization and twist, and just it keeps getting better. So I'm just incredibly grateful of our PTSA and as I said, it's always like 3 to 5 of you that are just dedicating so much time. And for those in the audience that don't know this, they don't get paid anything. They just do it because they love our school. They do it because they love our community and our students. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't thank them for all of their efforts. They do so much, and their impact is felt widely across our district. So thank you to them. Can we give them a round of applause? Additionally, I'd like to just mention that we are taking nominations for our graduates of distinction this coming fall. We don't know the date quite yet. We'll know it soon, I think. Our homecoming week, we are doing our graduates of distinction induction ceremony. So we are taking nominations. It can be done fully online. We have so many tremendous graduates of Canandaigua Academy. Please get out there and nominate people. I think we need all nominations in by the end of February, correct? End of February, 26th to 27th, that was close. Please nominate people. We have so many worthy folks in our community. We want to recognize them. And then I would just add, Jillian mentioned something that she and Lindsay Latran did last week. Lindsay is also one of our seniors. I had the opportunity to accompany Lindsay to a legislative brunch on Friday. It was a room filled with about 75 folks from our region, all educational leaders. They asked for 2 students to come and speak to our local elected officials on a matter that meant to them and to pose a question. And one of our students was selected, Lindsay, and Victor's student was selected. And so she got up to the podium and posed a question to 6 different local elected legislators without any notes. Great eye contact, poise, confidence. Everyone around me just commented, I cannot believe she's a student, just the way she carried herself. And if you know Lindsay, you're not surprised. That's just the way she is. It's the way Jillian is. That's the way a lot of our students are. But she has goals to be a future policymaker. She wants to be in politics, and she's planning to go and study poli-sci. And so to watch her interact with all of our local elected leaders was really fun. She did not demonstrate intimidation, although she told me she was. She didn't demonstrate any of that, but she was very inquisitive. She asked them so many questions like, did you always think you would be in politics? Did you always have aspirations? What was your career path? What's the biggest thing you learned in this role? What type of advice would you give me as someone who wants to do that in the future? It was just amazing. I think I texted Jeannie and I just said, that was what I needed today, is just to see her in her element reminds us of why we do what we do. And so I know I shared it with the board that we had that opportunity, but I needed everybody to understand we have some pretty amazing kids, and we're pretty fortunate for that. I think that's all I have. Oh, and that isn't all I have, of course. We have a packed room here tonight for another reason. And so this is the fall athletic recognition event. And so I believe what I'm going to do is turn it over to our Director of Athletics and Communications, Mrs. Caroline Chapman, who will lead us through this recognition.
We gotta get the kids.
Okay, that's important.
Jillian has to stand up too, so she's gonna be the first. I know most of you, but my name's Caroline Chapman. I'm the Director of Athletics and Communications, and we're proud to stand up here to honor about 20 kids who showed up to be honored tonight. So Mr. Amesbury went to get them, but the people who are here were named First Team All-League All-Stars by either the Monroe County League or Section 5. So they're gonna walk right down here, right and scooch over. Welcome. So this fall, we had 32 teams competing at all different levels, from modified to JV to varsity. And we had 575 total athletes compete. And overall, we had about 358 different sporting contests that took place. And we only had to combine buses for one of them. So we had to thank our coaching staff, our school nurses, the transportation department, the people in my athletic department, our supervisors, the maintenance team, the grounds team, the officials, and the list goes on. 8 of our teams were named Scholar Athlete teams this fall, which means that over 75% of that roster had an average of a 90 or higher. So we're gonna start by recognizing the athletes in order, kind of talking about how their seasons went, and their picture will pop up here. So it's very exciting. Jameson's not here, but I did want to recognize that we do broadcast and live stream a lot of our sporting events. And actually Chase is doing some of the basketball games, live streaming for basketball and giving commentary. And so the tech department and I have worked out, it's, you know, a setup of having lots of different cords that I have to figure out. But essentially, we are able to provide play-by-play. And so Jameson has taken that on, and he's gonna go actually to college for that. So first up, we have Jillian Bitt and Coach Hawkins and Mr. Ducharme, who joins the picture. But Jillian was she's a repeat award winner, first team in singles in girls tennis. And she had a great season, and the girls tennis team was the league champions. I put Mr. Ducharme in here too because he was actually named the NFHS New York State High School Tennis Coach of the Year, which is very exciting. And he retired, so Coach Hawkins took over, so it's a seamless transition. But Jillian was first team All-Star, and we look for big things coming in the track season. But we're excited to recognize her. And then Ina Tompkins Madai is not here today, but she was an 8th grader who played second singles. Jillian was first singles. And she was also first team all league. Next up is Christian Schussler is a junior defender on the boys soccer team. The boys soccer team had a lot of very close games. We had a lot of 1-goal differential. We often ended up on the losing end, but next year we got a lot of seniors, so it's gonna be a really big year. And they were also the Monroe County Sportsmanship Award winners for boys soccer. Anna Simonski's not here, but she had an outstanding 4-year varsity soccer career at Ford Midfield, and she's a repeat first teamer. The girls soccer team won the Newark tournament this year. Max Nava in a pink out shirt. We had a lot of pink out games actually this year. We had a lot of different activities. One of my favorite things was I went to the middle school, and the middle school modified football team had their own pink out game. No one called me. They just had to sign up, and it was made by like middle school boys, you could tell, in the hall, and it was like painted on, and there was pink all over. It looked like splatter paint. So we had a lot of great success in supporting the breast cancer causes. But Max was on the boys volleyball team. He was a Class B1 all tournament team member and a really big leader on the team, and we're definitely gonna miss Max. But I think he's gonna play in college, so he's got some future volleyball. Who's next? Maya. No, they did not get to preview or pick their picture. Maya Beaton is a junior on the volleyball team, and I think she plays different positions at club, but here she's does almost everything. And she is an outside hitter, but mainly she's a leader on the team. And so I know Coach Marsh has some really big plans for her next year, but we're excited to see where she goes because she's got 1 more year left of her. Kaden Chapman is not here. She's a sophomore. We have a girls basketball game tonight at East Ridge, so you can tune into that. But she was a first team All-Star at Setter, and we also expect big things from her as a sophomore. Next up, this is one of my favorite pictures that comes in the fall. Ryan Weller, after having, if you've ever been a runner and he was a senior and he knew that this was the race that got him to states. So the emotion that he had when he crossed the finish line, and he knew there were only 3 people in front of him, so he was going to make it, but he finished 4th at sectionals, 8th at 18th at counties. He went to states in Queensbury to cap off a great outstanding cross-country career. Grace Ross. Grace is a junior, finished 24th at counties. She's having a great indoor track season, and we're looking forward to some great things from Grace. She's on the cover of the website right now singing, so she has a Christmas concert as well. So big things to her for Grace. Okay, Kaden DeLacy. This was another one of my favorite pictures from this year. Kaden set a record for the most, tied a record for the most sacks in a game this year. He had 4. He played some tough positions, being D end and running back, and so we expect great things on the lacrosse field from Kaden. I talked to Coach Welch today to get some facts, and so I asked him about Jordan just for some facts, and he said, pound for pound, Jordan, he plays some really tough positions, and so he was a running back and linebacker who ran, I don't know how many touchdowns he ran back, but he had a lot from kickoff, and so it was a great season for Jordan. Really gritty, tough positions, and he really came through for us. I also really like that alumni sweatshirt that he's got on. Football alumni. Derek Smith this game he was number 77, but normally it was number 78. He O-line, D-line, junior year, expect some big things from Derek next year. All of his teammates up here are graduating, so Derek's gotta carry the torch. And I know Coach Welch has some big plans. Some of you are also in this picture too. Here's Jack Clark. He's been up here for baseball before, but he's a fullback, also the kicker, right? And he's going to do whatever's needed for the team, is what Coach Welch said. So here, he's getting the ball from Austin Pierce, and sometimes he's the quarterback, sometimes he was anything he needed. So that's Jack Clark. And lastly, Chase Willamy. We have some good football players too. Coach Welch wanted to know that Chase was a 3-time captain. And so that doesn't happen very often on the Canandaigua football team, or really any of our teams. And that's because Chase has been an outstanding leader. And so he was, fought through some injuries. At one point I'd see him on the sideline and he'd not be in the game, he'd be like coaching. I think at one point I thought he had a headset on. And then next he'd be back in the game. And I'd be like, oh, I guess he was better. But you were just, you really wanted to try to make it work. Second team AGR this year, first team last year, but really exciting career at O-line and D-line for Chase Willamy. Okay, next up. I was gonna put this picture, I know you guys love this picture, but one day I showed up at swimming and they were playing the national anthem and then got right back in the pool, like the whole quartet was the re-singing. So it was really exciting. They hate me for this, so thank you. But this was great, and I think it was part of Tri-M, right, to do this. Okay. Riley is a senior, so she did breaststroke, fly. Girls swimming and diving team plays fourth at sectionals. Got Hannah Tyler, also specializes in the fly. And then you did the 53 is another event. Everyone was pretty much on a relay, right? That's how it works. We've got Grace Goodman, who did more of the distance events, 200 free to 500 free. And as a junior, so expecting some big things next year. Nora Gleason in lane 4 to dive in. We got the starting blocks we covered also last year, which is exciting. Nora is a junior, 50 free, 100 free. Lots of great success this year, looking for great things. Cheyenne, we had a picture for cheering, so we had to add that too. I have a hard time telling who's who in the pool. Just so I had to have Coach Kraft help me out. But Cheyenne joined us this year. She moved here from Barker High School in Section 6, and so she's a great addition to the team. Joined right in, and when you're a new student, it's really great to join right in with athletics. And so she was all in, and she also was 50 free, 100 free. And then last but not least was Grace. Grace Spanigal was our lone fall Section 5 champion in the 100 backstroke. And the good news is she's a sophomore. So we're expecting some great things in the future, and she had a lot of success. And then behind me, we have Jasmine and Joel. Joel gets the best outfit award today. So our cheer team finished 6th at sectionals, but had a lot of success. We're really looking forward in the fall. It's called game day cheer, so it's a little bit different, and some people might say it's a little bit more like traditional cheer from maybe 20, 30 years ago, with more about emphasis on the actual cheers. And then in the winter we shift, and these two are a big part of this, to more tumbling and more of the advanced step work. And so we have a lot of big things happening. So those are our fall athletes. And each night, tomorrow night's girls basketball teacher appreciation night, and I always get excited for these because all the teachers show up. They care about the kids. They really want to be there. Tonight was bowling teacher appreciation night. Mrs. Gleason's here. She gets honored at almost all of them. But it's exciting, and they obviously care about the kids, and it's a fun night. And I also love when they honor someone who maybe was their second grade teacher or their first grade teacher. And we can't, in the fall, we can't not mention the sound and how supportive they are. And they were putting away their stuff at one game, and we were starting to lose. And I was like, what is going on? And we didn't have that noise. That sound is really a powerful part of the game. And so I really want to thank her coach by. For doing that, and then I just wanna say that I love also the youth nights, the future is bright there. A lot of our 575 athletes were at the modified level, and we have a lot of people looking up to you guys, you may not know it, so those are the people who are in the stands getting ready to cheer you on, so big things for this fall, but we still have a few seasons left with many of you, I look forward to great things. Any questions?
That's awesome, thank you so much. Parents, you are, yeah, wow. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your All right, we can move on. Ready? Okay, so we have, the assessment, the tax cert, the wood step property on promotions, please. Amy and Jen, questions or comments, all in favor? Opposed, that carries unanimously, thank you. Consensus agenda with supplemental and with the change that Amy. Oh, I'm so sorry, yes, I didn't write.
Vote on to.
Yes, yes, and then roll call, okay, so. Amy, one motion.
No, I'm good. Are you ready? Mrs. Calabrese? Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Palomini?
Yes.
Dr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mrs. Downs? Mrs. Gross?
Yes, thank you. Consensus supplemental and the correction that was mentioned earlier, Julianne, second. Beth, questions or comments? All in favor? That carries unanimously, thank you. The budget guidelines processing calendar, which we can approve tonight, which we can change at any time also. If everybody's comfortable, I'll ask for motions, please. Beth first, and second, Mildred. Questions or comments? All in favor? That carries unanimously, thank you. Beth, policy, please.
So we had, Matt Fitz join us to talk, that we met back in December, which was a year ago. And Matt Fitz joined us to talk, to review some purchasing regulations that, he's working on updating. We are in the process of still working on the non-resident student policy, and hang tight, there's more to come.
Great, thank you, and stay right there, because it's CIE next. Oh, okay.
That was Matt's gift to the members of CIE.
Got it. Okay, and did it say you?
This week.
Okay. All right. Did I miss anything else or make up anything else? All set? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn then. Jen and Mildred, thank you very much, and thank you again, that was really special. Yep, we can have to take care, absolutely.